Hey boyos, daily check-in with John V, August 23rd, 2024. A few things to talk about, nothing crazy. Um, I got my beard trimmed the other day. I did say that in the other video, but looks much better, obviously, right? Nice and trimmed up. And I'm down 11 more pounds. Second month of my diet. That's 19 total in 2 months. That's really good. That's really, really good. If I keep this up, losing 8 pounds, roughly 8 pounds a month or a little better, less than a year, I'll be at my goal weight of 175, right? And 175, some of you boyos may say is too light. But not training lags, you have to consider. If I was training lags, I'd want to be like, 190. But no lag training, right? And like I was saying the other day with my check-in video, I did get third place at my LGS local game store playing Magic. Third place is still okay. One pack, not great. First place was four, but I'd rather bottom out like that in a draft where there's not many people. We only had 7 people, right? If there was like 20, 25 people, I would definitely want to get first place and get, like 15 packs of cards or better. That would be so awesome. But 2 weeks we'll be doing it again, and I plan to do a lot better. Obviously, like I screwed up against my one of my opponents, and I thought my life was at 9. It was actually at 6 because he had it on his phone and pointed towards me. It looked like 9. He's like, "No, you're at 6," and so I lost because of it. And yeah, if I had beat him, I would have got first place, right? But that put him and another guy as competitors for first and second place. So you know, you live and learn. Learn to slow down when you're playing and be more mindful of what's happening in the game and not try to rush. That's one of my biggest issues. But like as you can see, my physical appearance, I look much better. Just down 19 pounds, right? Like, I don't know if you recall the kind of pictures I had as my Avi before, but like 2 months ago or better, and I look pretty fucking bad, really bad. But I'm down 19 pounds and already a significant improvement in my appearance, right? I'm not really ugly anymore, which is great, just generally unattractive. Some might even put me as a 5 out of 10, right? For my age, a 5 out of 10. Like obviously I'm not a 5 out of 10 if I was like 23 years old, right? I'd be probably like a 4, close to a 3, but for my age, I look decent now and I'm just going to look better. It's all on the up from here. Now the weight loss. Um I have to check to make sure this is recording sound. Give me a second. It is. Perfect. Okay. Um, I did go off creatine like 2 weeks ago. So some of that 11 pounds is water weight from going off the creatine, right? So realistically, I probably still lost 7, 8 pounds, but we'll just count it as 11, right? And we'll continue going off the creatine and likely lose even more water weight from going off that, right? But part of what's made my appearance drastically better is, the losing the water weight from going off the creatine, right? Um, I do plan on doing a lifting session later tonight. Uh, I'm thinking I'm doing back and biceps and shoulders, right? And no arm wrestling practice this Sunday because there's a competition in PEI. They're all the buddies are heading to, but next Sunday I'll be up for competition or practice. So yeah, everything's going amazingly well. I wish I could draft more. I wish I could go to a draft like twice a week at a game store. If I was in Halifax, which that's the plan next year, move back to Halifax, I can probably draft twice a week because there's multiple game stores and they probably all draft, right? And I can hit up a draft probably twice a week. So that'll be really sweet. And with my skill and experience and how well I usually place, I can collect up quite a few packs really quick. It'll just cost a lot of money, right? But I have to look into some way of supplementing my income, right? because if I get my own place in Halifax, it's going to be low income housing, and obviously they take 30% of my income as rent, and that literally just leaves me enough for like food and medication and maybe a little bit for smokes, but I won't have to buy a smoke, so it does leave me a little bit of spending money, but it's not enough to draft twice a week every week, right? It would be enough to draft 3 times a month or so. So we got to look for a way to supplement our income, and I will do that. I will do that. We will see, but I've noticed my schizophrenia has been a little funny today. When I got up out of bed, I forced myself to get up because for some reason I was half asleep and I was having like some delusions about by satellite, like some secret organization was trying to turn me into a cyborg or something, and it was a really weird feeling and experience. But you know, I know the signs, and if it continues to get worse, I'll do something about it and see some help. But I'm fine now. It was just the initial short period of time after I got up out of bed that that was happening. But it's practically I'm practically fine now. So I do notice though sometimes when I first get up out of bed after I was asleep and dreaming, I will feel a little off and feel slightly delusional. Obviously, if I tell a mental health professional that, they're going to want to up my medication, and I don't want to take more meds. So we're just going to leave it as is for now, and as long as it doesn't get more severe, everything's fine. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Down 19 pounds in 2 months. That's really, 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 really good. Really good. Like I do notice when I did my last push day the other day, it was more difficult. It was more difficult. Like I did the same amount of reps. It just feels somewhat harder, and it's probably from going off the creatine, right? But I am expecting over the next matter of a few weeks my strength to drop a bit because then the final water weight's going to come off from the creatine, right? And I'll no longer be loaded up on creatine, and that's that's when it's going to be noticeable. But if that means dropping a significant amount of weight, water weight, and improving my physical appearance from it, sure, sure, sure. But yeah, everything's good. I did get a comment on my Facebook status because I did put a status stating how much weight I've lost so thus far, and somebody's probably commented on that or liked it, which is great. Um, Obviously, I started this weight loss journey 2 months ago, and having people give me bullshit advice, saying these fancy techniques and stuff to lose weight, and it's like, come on, bro, you literally just eat less and you're gonna lose weight. And having people tell me that you should be spreading your meals out over like 4 or 5, 6 meals a day rather than one or two, it makes such little difference that it doesn't even really matter. Obviously, smaller, more frequent meals is better for encouraging, a lean physique and fat loss. But the difference, according to a study I seen, suggested that the difference is so minimal that it's hardly even worth worrying about. So, obviously, you want to lose weight, you eat less. That's all there is to it. And I've known so many people in real life, they complain they can't lose weight and they're full of shit. They just lack motivation and willpower and self-discipline. They literally don't want to better themselves. Like when I all the fat people I've known and know, um, I automatically assume that they're just lazy and that they're liars because the fat people I know, they'll say they hardly eat anything, but yet they're humongously fat. So, they're liars. And I've known so many people, they will lie about everything. If they're a gym goer, they lie about how much weight they can lift in the gym. They lie about everything. And I have a very low tolerance for bullshit from people, and that's one of the bullshit things people do, is just make up stories and lie. So, once I move, get my own place, I will be very selective in who I associate with. They start making up stories and lying, they're gone. I don't want nothing to do with them. Like, I'm real about how much I can lift. Like, if I loaded up the bench press with using all my leverages to my advantage with feet on the floor, I could probably manage 250 for 5. Yeah, 250 for 5 with my feet up, which is what I have been doing. I can blast out 185 for like 15. And if I really push it to the limit, I could maybe get like 20 if I did rest pause technique right. And that's pretty good. Feet flat on the floor, like I could rep like probably like 30 on the bench with my feet on the floor using my leverages right. 25 30 reps, which is pretty good. So, yeah. I'm real. I'm not a bullshitter or a liar. So many people are. But I've learned in my life that generally people that are severely overweight, they're bullshitters. They're liars. And I don't want to associate, when I get down to my goal body weight, I don't want to associate with people that are morbidly obese because they hate themselves and they're liars and they're bullshitters and they lack willpower and self discipline. That's not always the case, but 95% of the time it is. It is the case. Because people don't want to be big and fat. But they want to, like I said before, they want to enjoy the benefits of being lean and in shape, but also have the enjoyment of eating an extra large 18-inch pizza every night and 2-liter bottle of Coke. You just can't unless you're like a carpenter helper or something like that. Then sure, you can blast through a whole fucking pizza every day probably and stay lean. But if you're like me and mostly sedentary, you know, you're not going to be able to eat a fucking 6 Big Macs at McDonald's in one sitting like some people do and fucking a liter of Coke. It's just, you can't do it. You're going to look like somebody who is a pig. And I know so many people that look like that, right? But yeah, my tolerance for people is low for bullshit. And that's the bullshit thing I can't handle with people is they make up stories and lie. And the friends I had that cut themselves out of my life, that cut me off, it's for the best because the friends I had, they were pretty much all bullshitters and liars, making up stories about themselves and making up lies, and I can't handle it. Like if I don't want to just meet up with a buddy and just talk shit to each other, making up stories and lies, right? Like I want to be real and talk about stuff that's factual, right? Even if it's theory, if they state that it's based on theory or, you know, that's fine, but if they're trying to pass off shit about themselves that is absolute bullshit, just no. But boyos, I don't know what much else to say, but I posted on the Mist there my weight loss thing. I caught a couple reps, which is great. Skier gave me a neg the other day for my post about playing at the LGS. I guess he's not a Magic player or he's jealous because I did better than him. But Skier is a faggot, and he always will be, and I always will say that he is. And I encourage any of you boyos that know who Skier is, drop him some dirty negs. Let's put him in the red. It'll take a lot, but let's fucking do it. But yeah, I'm looking a lot better. Like the hair coming in looks a lot better. Like I am receding, I am balding, but the finasteride you give it 6 months to a year, and I'll probably have a full head of hair. I'm gonna be looking a lot better when I get my full head of hair back, and the beard is on point, right? The beard's on point. Get my full head of hair back, get my lean on, get a tan, improve my facial skin, and I'll be looking pretty good. I'll be pretty much a Chad, I think. Yeah, I think so. I got the green eyes. Green eyes are goat. Best eye color to have, right? But I cleaned up my room a little bit. My food stores I fixed up. I put all the food in my little parlor that I'm keeping, and the other food I put in boxes. I'm giving it to my sister. Shit like pasta, pasta sauce, craft dinner, bagged pasta, stuff that I'm not going to eat because it's too carb dense mostly. Like in my little parlor there, I've got a lot of kidney beans. I've got a lot of baked beans. I do have one can of meatballs and gravy. It's got a lot of fat, but I could probably sneak it in one of these days with one of my meals. Couple cans of turkey, a few cans of chili, a can of corn, a can of beef stew, um, some like tomato soup, chicken noodle soup, green beans, lots of green beans, some black beans, like I said, green beans, yellow beans, peas, some Diet Coke, canned tomatoes. I will make a meal with canned tomatoes one of these days, and some 8 blend vegetable juice, and a few protein bars, and some high fiber candy. But I'm thinking tonight, I really like to have a quite a large filling meal, and I was thinking like originally steak with potatoes and some low calorie vegetables, right? But you know, I got to eat up the steak so it don't go bad in the fridge, right? But I really want like a big old can of tomatoes because I think that would be so filling. Like I could make some, really poverty chili homemade with like a big can of tomatoes and some kidney beans, some baked beans, but it would end up being too much macros, just too much, and it would be too big of a meal. I wouldn't be able to eat it, and the leftovers would just sit there and rot. So yeah, I'll be having a steak with some fried potatoes and some low calorie vegetables like green beans, and I likely will post a video of it on the Misc, even though it's a repeat. So maybe I won't post the video of the meal when I make it because it's going to be virtually identical to what I had before. But but yeah, I'm very hungry. I did have my superfood drink, just a big scoop of superfood greens. It's a combination of 33 different superfoods. And then this little small scoop of gooseberry powder, a small scoop of beetroot powder, and a small scoop of purple sweet potato powder. I put that all together in a shaker cup with about a liter of water. Shake it up, drink it. It ain't gonna hurt my kidneys. Just, if you're drinking a lot of superfood powders, drink a lot of fucking water so your kidneys can handle it, right? Because I seen a video, this YouTube short, this guy slamming superfood powders, right? Saying that they're bad for your kidneys. Well, so is a lot of fucking shit. So is fucking McDonald's. So is fucking, pop. But, like the difference is I'm gonna take a superfood powder over fucking McDonald's usually, right? Rather than have McDonald's fries and McDonald's Coke, I'm gonna have a superfood drink, right? Something's gonna kill you, and there's always studies stating that this food is bad, this other food is bad, eggs are bad, bread is bad, steak is bad, and it's largely bullshit, right? And obviously, hundreds of years ago, the majority of most people's diet was bread, unleavened bread, and it's all carbs, right? It's mostly all carbs. Like they would make bread and they'd put like different herbs in it, like herbs and spices like garlic and onion and stuff like that, and make like a weird onion garlic bread. And people would have that multiple times a day, occasionally with vegetables, occasionally with meat. And the reason why they could load up with carbs like that and stay fit and healthy and lean was because back hundreds of years ago, people worked fucking like 14 hours a day. So, burning all those calories, you're going to stay lean and fit and healthy. Nowadays, you can't eat bread unless you're some tradie, like some carpenter helper, like I was saying. Then, yeah, you can eat pretty much whatever the fuck you want, as much as you want. Drink a 2 liter bottle of Coke every day and burn it right off. Someone like me can't do that. But like I was saying, like I seen this guy slamming superfood powders uh, in a YouTube short, and to be real, a lot of these times, these people that make these YouTube videos talking, they're really just doing it for the views. Because I've seen Cali Muscle, like an idiot, still doing steroids, even though he's claiming natty. He's always claimed natty, despite slamming fucking mega doses of steroids, and he's still slamming steroids, claiming to be natty, and he's full of shit. He will always be a liar, and that's like with most people. They're liars. They make up bullshit. They just lie. They're trolls, real life trolls. But I've watched some of his videos, and there's nothing to gain from watching his videos because he'll just talk shit. Say like if you have big muscles, you're the devil, and he's just saying that because he's lost a lot of size. So obviously, if he got big muscles again and got huge, he's gonna think it's the greatest thing in the world and talk about how great it is. So he always will stress the point of how great it is to have abs because, his abs are great now because he's so small and lean, right? So, of course, he's going to fucking go on about his abs and say that if you don't have abs, you're fat. And he just talks shit in the videos just to get views, right? So I stopped watching his videos. The only reason why I did watch them was I want to see how small he got when he went off most of the steroids, right? But he's useless, and it's useless watching his videos. There's nothing to gain from them. Like me, I'm real with you. Like, I'll tell you, it's just a daily check in video. I'm just talking about my life, what's new, just voicing my opinions on things and my thoughts, and that's it. There's very little to gain from watching my daily check in videos, right? And I am doing it for the views. I'm being real with you. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and whatever. It's just I am doing it for the views, and because some of you boyos requested that I do one of these videos every once in a while, so I generally do one every day. Sometimes I go a couple days and don't do one, but yeah, not much else to say. Um, I got my pull workout tonight, like I was saying, back, shoulders, and biceps. That'll be fun. But I'm so fucking hungry. But I want to wait as long as possible to have my actual first real food meal of the day. Uh, I'd preferably like to wait until like 8 o'clock to have that, but that's almost 4 hours away. That's gonna be fucking tough, but we gotta do it. Um, like I'm thinking of like steak and potatoes and peas and green beans, and it's making me so fucking hungry thinking about it. But well, I gotta wait. But I think I'll cut it off there, boyos. And if you watch the video, I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the MISC.